If you've been around the channel, you've already seen this, but it's my little conversion of a 75 HD0 build. It has, I put the Happy Model 1002 motors on. They're kind of like my favorite motors right now with the 1610 bi-blades. It flies really nice, and I'll show you very soon. But just so you can see, when you look at the, it's basically one of these stock. And you could probably use all these parts too with my canopy, but I wanted to lighten it up a bit with the motors. So you see 35 grams stock, and then when you see mine, it's 29 grams, 30 grams basically. So you're saving 5 grams, and with those 5 grams, you're getting more durability. I don't know, that other one's durable too, but it's just, it doesn't fly as long. And this, you can fly on 300 mAh batteries, and that's the best indoors. And then outdoors, you want to be flying on the 450s. It's super light. The way that it's designed, my canopy keeps everything nice in place, including that antenna. And even though it looks like the camera is all exposed and everything, because it's wiggly, it takes impact very well. I added a couple sponges underneath, which you'd want to do just to keep it from smacking the electronics. But the other thing that I did is I took 5-second fix and I stuck it in there so the camera doesn't go anywhere, and it takes a hit very easily. It's light, so there's less chance of it breaking. As things get heavier, they get easier to break too, and sometimes that ends up being bad, but I'm really enjoying this. And let's go see it fly.
So we're downtown Toronto, and these flights I've clipped and put into kind of videos. Like, I like doing like compilations, or not forcing you to watch footage like this, because I find it really boring. And sometimes it'll be like, oh, you sped it up or whatever. It's like, yeah, because you actually want to see how long it takes to get to the top of a building. Let's spend a whole half-minute climbing up a building. That'll be exciting when no one has an attention span or anything. But yeah, this was fun. This is my first time, I think, taking it out to fly outside. And yeah, it is winter now, so whenever I go outside, the flights are not as long. The batteries don't last as well. But I'm working on a little, actually I already made it a little battery heater, so that's kind of cool. And I'll have details on that in another video coming up. So I made like a portable battery heater that lets you just get out, because the last time I went out, I'm going to go out with the 900 mAh batteries and see how long they fly, because I want longer flight time just to go back the old way instead of like what I've been doing now with all lighter batteries. And the flight time was still like 2 minutes, so it was just terrible. So I'm not flying them right now. I think I'm flying 450s, but the Lava 300s are really good. And I have a video about that. I'll link that at the end of this one. I'm just playing around. I work at Queen and Spadina. My salon is there. So I went to Eden Center. I wanted to go and dive the Christmas tree. But it was also like around Christmas, so there were like 2 security guards on every floor. And they just seemed like, usually security's fine. But it was just one of those days where I'm just like, there's way too many security guards and they're all dying for something to happen. And I didn't want to be that person, because there's so many times in my life where I am that person even like without trying to. Like, I'll do silly things that'll get attention. And there's a snake breeder and salon person, and like I built my hair salon by dressing up as a superhero and doing haircuts on the street. I built my snake business by going around the street showing people my snake. And now I'm trying to build a drone business by showing people stuff about drones. Like, I've always been into show and tell, like, hey, look. And this is like, HD0 performing really well. It's only on 25 milliwatts, and in these settings, like in the regular 720 whatever or 60 mode, it works so good. Just like the whoop board on 25. So impressed. made it to the top, yay, and look at the battery, because I'm just like, if that battery sinks, it's not the same as analog. If you drop to like, as soon as you go to like 3.4, 3.3, you're in serious danger of losing your video. So that's the scariest part of the dives always. They're like trying to get to the top and mean like, do I still have a battery? But also just whoops, can like say they wanted to spin there. And now my battery was low, so I'm like, I'm just gonna hide it somewhere and go get it later, 'cause I don't trust it to get across the street to where I am, so let's just tuck ourselves in a corner. Now we're on the other side of the same building, so I found this place. If you're in Toronto, you can hit it up. You go to the Chelsea Hotel, and right outside the Chelsea Hotel, you can just look straight up and dive this building, and it's almost 1,000 stories, or 1,000, no, it's almost 1,000 feet. It's like 900 and something feet. So just getting up to the top getting it up is the hardest part. You see the voltage, so it's like I try to kind of find a speed that like takes me to like 3.5 or 3.6 and just kind of stay at that speed. And that's my little trick. Also get as close to the building as possible, because when you're close to the building, you're not going to be as affected by the wind as much. See here, you're getting dive tips from the master. And yeah, there we go. But I couldn't do this with the same VTX on my discus build, because I was trying to penetration mode, and it's no good on the Fat Shark VRX, which I'm using. So with like the stock patch antennas and Gisilo whatevers. But with this, it worked totally fine, so just the regular mode, no fanciness for me. I can't afford a pair of HD0 goggles. But if you want to send me a pair, I'd love it. Or just give me some money. Join my Patreon. Smoochy smoochy. See you next time.